Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Joyce from the Georgia Creations. I am coming to you guys today with a DIY on how to make a leather chain dangle earring. If you would like to see how this tutorial goes, please stay tuned. Here are the items that you guys will need to do this DIY. You're going to need your round nose pliers, flat nose pliers, wire cutters, a fish hook, a rondelle bead. You're going to need a piece of leather cord. Now this leather cord, you can make it as long as you would like it to be. The bead I'm going to be using is a 12mm cracked glass bead. I am going to be using some chain. So get yourself, you can use a nice length of chain. It just depends on how long you want and how you would like and how big you want your earring to be. And of course, I am going to be using a piece of 20 gauge wire. Okay guys, ladies and gentlemen, so what I was saying before was you can make this leather cord here as long as you want it to be. And as far as the chain, you can make the chain as long as you want it to be as well. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our leather piece of cord and we're going to take our chain and we're just going to start weaving the chain, the cord through the chain. And this is another tedious thing to do, but when you see the results, you'll be happy with it. And you just weave it through. You just continue to weave it through each hole on the chain. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, once you weave your chain through, weave your leather cord through your chain, this is basically what your outcome will be. This is what you should have. Your chain should be like in clunks all together, okay? Now the next thing we're going to do, and I'm so sorry, you're going to need a closure. You're going to need a closure. This closure you can use for chain, you can use for rope. You can find these in Michael's. You can find them in Hobby Lobby. You can find them in Joann's Fabric. Anywhere where they have chain and they sell chain, you will be able to find those closures. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're just going to put these together like this, and we're going to take this, our closure, and we're just going to stick it, put both pieces in between there together, and this is what you're going to have. Now it's going to be laying in the inside of this, okay? Now we're going to take our flat nose pliers and we're just going to squeeze it like this together. You're going to squeeze it together like that, and this is what you should have. This is how it should look. Now we're not done with this, okay? So once we squeeze it together, then we're going to come and we're going to take and squeeze it one more time like that. And it should be flat just like that. Now what I do most of the time to make sure that it's nice and tight is I come up a little bit and then I go down a little bit more, squeezing it, and this is what you should have, okay? Now the very next thing, now this part has already been done. So that's the first part. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 20 gauge wire and we're going to make a loop. And then up at the top of the loop, we're going to give it some indentation. So just like that, okay? Now we're going to take this part and attach it to the opening that is on our closure. So we're going to stick this through like this and just push that through like that. And this is what you should have, guys. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come up to the very top of it, push this piece up. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. And then start wrapping it around. Okay, once we wrap it around once or twice, then we take our wire cutters and we come up to the top. We snip that off. And then we take our round nose pliers and just squeeze it in so that it doesn't stick. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our rondelle bead and we're going to push this through, put that on like that. That's how that is going to look. We're going to take one of our bead covers and put that on next. Slide that down. And then we're going to take our 12mm cracked glass bead, put that on. And then we're going to take our very last bead cap and place that on top. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so once we get everything the way we want it, this is what we will have. Now we're just going to go ahead and close it off. So the way that this bead is facing, the way that this wire is facing to the side. And the reason why it's facing to the side is because of the hole. It's going through the front of the hole, but it's facing to the side. Now what we need to do is we don't want our next loop to be facing the same way that this one is, okay? We're going to face it in the front, the same way that the hole is. So we're just going to take and make the loop. We're going to bring the loop this way, not this way, not the way that is, that you see there. We're going to bring it this way, like this, and then bring it around. I want you guys to see the difference. It's not, see how it's opposite? You want it to be facing the same. You want that hole to be facing the same direction that this is in. So the next thing we're going to do, and it's not the very last thing, but the next thing we're going to do is we're going to just make a loop. We made the loop. We're going to give it some indentation. Like that. And then we're going to go ahead and just wrap it around a couple of times. That's one. Most of the time I normally do twice or 3 times. It just depends. Okay. And this is what you have. Now we're going to take our wire cutters and we're going to just snip this off. And then take our round nose pliers and then squeeze it in. And the very last thing that we're going to do with this earring, because we're done, is we're going to add a fish hook. And the reason why I said you want the hole to be facing the same direction as the hole down here is because when you put the fish hook in the bead, it's going to be facing the proper way for you to wear it in your ear. So that way it won't be no questions. Okay. And this is what you should have, guys. A really cute pair of leather chain earrings. Now you can do so much with leather and chain. Like you can really do so many different wonderful things with it. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching my channel today. Thank you so much.